Hello, welcome to the Ginger Geek Show. So, it's been a while since I've talked about Doctor Who, I feel. So I wanted to do like a video where I've been kind of thinking of these ideas and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for it, but, you know, it's simply just things I've been thinking about, my opinions I've been thinking about. Not just that, comments I've seen, just other people's feelings, and I feel like I can't be the only one who thinks these things. So it's a bit of a hard video, but yes, this is 10 things Doctor Who fans don't want to admit. At number 10, Missy is the greatest master. Now the reason why I actually put this up by rights this high is because I don't think this is that far from the truth for a lot of fans. Well, you know, I think a lot of people still feel like, oh, the classic ones are still the best, or they still maybe think like John Sim is, maybe they feel like is the best. What Michelle Gomez done with the character Missy, really she just excelled it so much. She is a dream for the eyes to watch, frankly, as Missy. She's great with Capaldi. I absolutely adore her as Missy. She is so psychotic. You don't know what she's thinking. You don't know what her next kind of thing is going to be, and I really like how she plays it. She was written brilliantly by Moffat. I really think like she did something new and something special and something different with the character, something that we didn't really kind of see before. And I really liked it because most of the times the master is either the straight back master or is the cackling, you know, twirl of the moustache. But I feel like Missy managed to kind of have them two. She kind of combined them, but then she made something more. I loved it, and I genuinely believe that she is the greatest master there's been. At number 9, Paul McGann should have been in New Who. Now, I love Eccleston, I do. I like Russell T Davies as well. He should have brought back Paul McGann for the New Who, especially when you just look back on it. I'm not 100% sure if he did know that he was only going to do one series, and if he did that, he shouldn't have. He should have brought in Eccleston in my eyes. He shouldn't have. I like Eccleston, but I really like Paul McGann simply because I love his enthusiasm. He's very into Doctor Who, and he's always really supported the role. He's always really pushed for the role. Like he does so much for Big Finish. He was great in that mini episode when he came back. I was like, I loved the whole costume. He felt like a real proper, like, almost Indiana Jones style Doctor. He felt like a real adventurous Doctor. Especially with, he only had that TV movie. And people liked him as well. It wasn't like people hated him as the Doctor as well. I just think when you look back on it, it's like, yeah, I think Paul McGann, he should have been brought back. At number 8, Capaldi is the best Doctor in New Who. Now, a lot of people are going to be going, no, he got terrible written. He had bad episodes and all that. I hate to tell you, but every Doctor's had bad writing and bad episodes. They just have. Now, my favourite is actually Matt Smith and also John Pertwee. I love him as well. But in terms of New Who alone, Capaldi is generally the best actor New Who has had. I like Eccleston. Tennant, you're going to figure out what I'm thinking about him next soon. Smith is my favourite, but Capaldi, he is something else. I really do believe that. Like, he brought so much more gravitas to the role, which I think was missing a little bit in New Who. When you look back on the classic series, characters of like John Pertwee, even Tom Baker and all that, when they were serious, like you took them seriously, you took them like they did that whole stuff really well. I think Capaldi does the more kind of when Capaldi is talking to an alien and he's telling him straight what he's doing, you believe him as what he is doing. I think he is great at everything. He is great. He does the good, the weird stuff, the funny stuff, the serious stuff, especially the serious stuff. He's great at it. He is the best actor New Who has had, in my opinion. I think he's very much the theatrical, the very the gravitas kind of type actor that he brought to Doctor Who. And I don't think it's true whatsoever when the people say like he got bad writing. I think he got great writing, but that's just obviously my opinion here. But yeah, I think he is generally the best Doctor we've had in New Who. At number 7, Rose Tyler got overused. Now I don't know, actually maybe this one is actually something that's overly, people don't really want to admit, if I'm honest, because I know Rose Tyler's loved. She was by rights my first companion as well, but she was overused far too much. You had her very great ending in Doomsday. It was great. It was great how it ended. It was nicely done. But then they kind of brought her back, and there was simply just no need for it. There really wasn't a need for her coming back, because she came back, they did stuff, and then it was very much, right, I'm back. I'm going back into my thing. So like, what was the point of any of this really? There was literally no point whatsoever. I just, and especially with Billie Piper's dodgy accent, even she admitted that, like, it was because she's quite a posh woman, but she has quite a stronger accent than the kind of the chav accent, I guess, if you want to call it, that she kind of had. It really kind of puts a downer on her finale in Doomsday. I like Rose Taylor. I just think she got overused. Then they brought her back again, and then it was kind of like, oh, then they brought her back again, but it's for the 50th, which I still don't think they should have done actually. So it was kind of like, I'm done with Rose. I liked Rose, but they way overused her. At number 6, Moffat is a great writer. Yes, there's going to be a lot of people that's always on the absolute opposite ends of Moffat. A lot feel like he was one of the greatest writers, and a lot feel like he destroyed the show. He's a terrible person. He absolutely destroyed it, whatever, and all things like that. I think he really is one of the greatest writers overall in Doctor as well as classic. Simply when you think of all the stuff like he has done for the show, how many Doctors he wrote and did them greatly in my eyes, creating the Weeping Angels, the Silence, I loved them as well, and doing some of the greatest episodes that were ever written. You know, the obvious one was always Blink. Heaven Sent, I loved that as well. There was some great two-parters as well with Silence. The Mummies, I really liked them as well. And a two-part that's always kind of looked over, I always think, is the Davros two-parters, I like to call it, not a Dalek two-parter, in the Series 9 opener. I love what he does with Davros. He actually makes Davros almost quite sympathetic, and I loved all that kind of stuff, I really did. The reason why I will love Moffat is because he tried to always do different things. He always tried to challenge your mind, which I will always prefer and I will always want in a show, unlike Chernobyl. That is just something that I will always want from a writer, and Moffat always did a good job for that. At number 5, Russell T Davies wasn't the best. Now, a lot of people really put Russell T Davies on some pedestal. I really like Russell T Davies, don't get me wrong, I do. I think he's done good stuff. But at the end of the day, this is a guy that wrote The Slovene, he wrote Love and Monsters, he wrote Fear Her, he abused Rose Tyler in my eyes, he made the Doctor just emotional wreck all the time, he made the Doctor just have a constant love story. So many in my eyes where I'm just like, it's just eye-rolling, it really is. At the end, I was kind of just, I really, it's amazing how I got quickly done with Russell T Davies, far more than Moffat. Moffat done a lot more than Russell T Davies, and Russell T Davies only did the 4 series, and it felt longer. It's weird. Though I did like Donna, I did like what we did with Donna. It's like stuff like Martha. What was he doing with Martha? Like, he really just kind of mucked that character about, and it was a shame because I really like Freeman Angela. I actually prefer her than Torchwood, actually, to be honest. But it was stuff like that. People put him like, people just get blinded by like just the absolute garbage that he wrote, and as I say, it's like, I do like him. Like, he did great with the Daleks, don't get me wrong. But then his Cybermen, I wasn't a big fan of what he did with the Cybermen, making them whole parallel universe stuff. Like, it's stuff like that. I'm just not liking. And then making John Sims the Master having superpowers. There is a long list of stuff where I think people just get blinded over, and they just completely don't see it. The only reason why a lot of people like him, and there's a part like I'm like that as well, is because he brought back the show, and I will always respect that man for that said thing, and I love what he did. But there's a lot that he didn't do that was just not great whatsoever, and I don't think that should just be completely clouded over, really. At number 4, the classic era had its problems. Now again, a bit like what I just talked about there with Russell T Davies, a lot of the classic era, you get the classic fans who don't particularly like New Who, and they just say like, oh no, the classic era is the best thing ever, New Who is now terrible. The classic era, there's a lot of problems with the classic era. My main issue with the classic era is its pacing. There's some episodes where you watch it and go, why the hell is this a 7-parter? Like, there's just no need for it whatsoever. A 4-parter, 5 and 6 I think is max, really. But see, when you get 7, 8, then they had like 10-parters and all that for like William Hartnell. No bloody wonder William Hartnell was like falling ill, sadly, and like when he was playing Doctor, they were doing far too much. It's just, some stories just don't require it whatsoever. I mean, I don't think all the stories don't require it, because there's so much like filler in these episodes. There's so many episodes, like, I remember Russell T Davies said it, and that's one thing I'll give him like his dues for, is because he introduced the whole psychic paper, because he admitted there was so many times, and it's true in the classic era, where they get locked again in a prison, and like near enough a whole episode they're just sitting in a prison. But then he brought back the psychic paper, you can just go, oh, there you go, scoot out there. there is a lot of that, and too much of that, I think. And there's many kind of other things I feel like, that the huge dip in the storytelling, there is, you know, everyone knows that when the 5th, 6th and 7th, you just see such a huge decline, and there is an obvious reason, because they got a new producer and all that kind of stuff, but you really notice it, and it's a shame, because I don't mind Peter Davison. I actually quite like Colin Baker. I respect what he was trying to do, and I actually quite like Sylvester McCoy. But it's just a huge dip, and there's a reason why that show got cancelled, really. At number 3, David Tennant is very overrated. Oh god, I'm gonna get hell for this one, but it's... I've always felt like this. I think, like, people put him up next to Tom Baker. I'm like, why? Like, I just don't get the huge love that he has. Like, to me, like, it's not the Doctor how I think you should be played. Like, a lot of people complain as well, to be fair, that they don't like the whole, he's far too emotional. Everything is just like, he greets at everything, he cries at everything, or he shouts at everything. He ends everything with a what or a why, and he does this, like, he does this thing, I don't know what it is, but he snaps his teeth a lot of the time, and when you notice it, it really bugs you. I don't know why he does it, it just really gets me, it really does. The small things like that, he has constant one-liners. I'm like, what has happened to the Doctor here? Like, why is he constantly saying all these, like, precise lines and all that? I just do not get the love. And for his stories, it's just, his stories just are so weak to me. I don't think, like, he got great. Like, I think when you look back, like, honestly, look back and look at his stories and you think to yourself, what sticks out from there? Blank sticks out. That David Tennant is barely in. What else sticks out? Let me think. Okay, well, okay, maybe say the Dalek 2 part of that big finale series 4. Because every other character is in that. That's why people love that. It's because you've got the Jack, you've got bloody Torchwood in there, you've got Sarah Jane came back. That's why that's so loved. It's a big it's not a Doctor episode. It's a big crossover episode, that one. The rest is I just don't know. I find it hard. Like, I feel like Russell T Davies really wrote Tennant to be more like a performance, and not really brights what the Doctor would be like, and there seems to be a big disconnect there, and I just don't get the love whatsoever. All fair dues to the people that love David Tennant, but I've just never got it. At number 2, Clara is the best companion in New Who. Oh, this is going to be a hard one, I think, but yes, I absolutely adore Clara Oswald and Jenna Coleman. I'm going to say right now, Jenna Coleman is the best actress they've ever had as a companion. What Moffat wrote with her, what she did with the role, proper performance-wise, we never really got from previous companions in New Who. There was nice moments, I would admit, with Billie Piper. I think Billie Piper did a better job than I think any of us really thought she would. And she did get some good stuff there. Catherine Tate got some good stuff as well as Karen Gillan as Amy. But my God, just Jenna Coleman is again a bit like what I said. Michelle Gomez is the word of the day. A dream. I love Clara so much. I think she has a great arc from start to end. I like her kind of mystery that she has, and then she really much is a companion on her own. I really like that she stands up for herself and she challenges the Doctor. She doesn't just sit back, and that's the problem. A lot of folks say, like, oh, she took over and all that. It's like, you bloody moan that you don't like companions that just go in the background and the Doctor tells her what to do, whatever, and then you finally get a great companion that actually stands up for herself, and then you moan about that as well. It's you can't win, really, but I really like Clara. I generally think she is the best actress, as I say with Jenna. She brings so much to the role. For me, like, I struggle to find another great companion like her. To me, this is going to sound a bit much maybe, but to me, she is the Sarah Jane Smith of New Who. I absolutely adore Clara, and I was so sad when she died. That was a hard hit, that episode when she died. At number 1, Jodie just isn't great. Now, people keep blaming Chris Chibnall, and I will admit he is kind of part of the problem, but overall, I'm just not into Jodie Whittaker whatsoever as the Doctor. I always kind of wish that they did get Hayley Atwell. I think Hayley Atwell does a good job at doing the whole. She can do the series. She can do quirky and all that kind of weird. But when she does the series, she can take her serious. This is my problem with Jodie Whittaker. When she's like trying to be serious, for some odd reason, she's still talking like that. Her whole mannerisms really annoy me, and I don't get why she talks weird. Like, I've seen her on other stuff, and she does not do this whatsoever. But as the Doctor, she talks weird. She puts on like weird. The face is doing my nutting so much. I don't know why she does it like that. She just it's like she watched like one episode of Matt Smith where he was kind of weird for like 5 seconds, and she just based a whole performance on that, and that was simply it. You cannot take her serious whatsoever. Like, when you look back in the classic series, like, I always think John Pertwee is a great example. John Pertwee was kind of weird and kind of quirky, sometimes, only sometimes, but mostly he was quite more the serious one. And you can take him serious when he's talking to an alien or a monster. You can take him serious that he will, you know, handle a situation. Jodie, I'm just like, what is going on? She's like, she behaves like an absolute buffoon, frankly, and I really just don't get it. And I don't get a lot of her actions as well. Like, this is a little bit more on Chibnall's side, like where she talks to him saying, oh, did you see that? I tried to help them, now I'm going to blow them up. And it's like, oh my God, she's almost like the most dangerous Doctor there's been, really. Like, but overall, like, I just don't think, like, people have always said, like, oh, it's the writing, it's the writing. It's like, no. Capaldi, Matt, Tennant, Eccleston, all the ones in the past, they've had bad writing, but they at least all managed to kind of make it work. They've all managed to make, like, the bad lines make a little bit of sense. Jodie just it's painful to me. I really find it a struggle to watch her. As I says, I really wish it was Hayley Atwell. I really wanted, because look back on my past videos, you can see I was really in full support for a female Doctor. I was really wanting it to happen. I really wanted Hayley Atwell. I think she would have done a damn good job. You can't just keep blaming the writer. You can't just keep blaming Chibnall. The actors also kind of, I just think Jodie just isn't great. So that's my list of 10 things Doctor Who fans don't want to admit. I'm sure this is going to be a controversial video, I would imagine, but it's just my opinion here. It's just thoughts, and not just me. I'm seeing other people like having these thoughts, but they seem to be scared to say it. I couldn't really care less. That's just what I think, and I'd love to know what you guys think. So comment down below, let me know what you think. More videos in the future. So until then, see ya.